My dear children, welcome to the business studies class. Today in this session, we are going to study a new term, that is joint venture. Have you heard the term joint venture? Yes. Joint venture is a very common strategy for entering into foreign markets. A joint venture means establishing a firm that is jointly owned by two or otherwise independent firms. In the widest sense of term, it can also be described as any form of association which implies collaboration for more than a transitory period. A joint ownership venture may be brought into major three ways. They are foreign investor buying an interest in a local company, then local firm acquiring interest in the existing foreign firm, then last one, both the foreign and local entrepreneurs jointly forming a new enterprise. Next, we are going to study the important merits and demerits of joint venture. The important merits or advantages of joint venture are, first point, the joint ventures make it possible to execute large projects requiring huge capital outlays and manpower. Then another point is the foreign business firm benefits from a local partner's knowledge of the host countries regarding the competitive conditions, culture, language, political systems and business systems. Then, since all the local partners also contributes to the equity capital of such a venture, the international firm finds it less difficult to expand globally. In many cases, entering into a foreign market, it is very costly and risky. This can be avoided by sharing cost and or risk with the local partner under joint venture agreements. Then another limitations are, first one, the foreign firms entering into joint venture share the technology and trade secrets with local firms in foreign countries, thus always running the risk of such a technology and secrets being disclosed to others. Then another drawback or limitation or disadvantage is the dual ownership arrangement may lead to conflicts resulting in the battle for control between the investing firms. These are the important demerits of joint ventures. That is the wholly owned subsidiaries. This entry mode of international business is preferred by the companies which want to exercise full control over their overseas production. The parent company acquires full control over the foreign company by making 100% investment in the equity share capital. A company can issue shares by issuing equity shares and preference shares. A person who holds preference shares of the company is known as preference shareholder. A person who holds the equity shares of the company is known as equity shareholder. Preference shareholders have preferential right to get the fixed amount of dividend. But in the case of equity shareholders, they will get the amount of dividend only after distributing among the preference shareholders. Preference shareholders are the creditors of the company. But equity shareholders are the real owners of the company. They can enter into the board meeting. They have voting power. But creditors, they are the creditors of the preference shareholders are the creditors of the company. They have no voting rights in the meeting because these people are the outsiders of the company. The different types of preference shareholders are preference shareholders, preference shares, preference cumulative preference shares, non-cumulative preference shares, redeemable preference shares, irredeemable preference shares, convertible preference shares, non-convertible preference shares, cumulative preference shares and non-cumulative preference shares. These are the different types of the preference shares of the company. A wholly owned subsidiary in a financial market can be established either in two ways. The first one, setting up a new firm altogether to start operations in a foreign country, also referred to as greenfield venture. Then another one is acquiring an established firm in the foreign country and using that firm to manufacture and to promote in products in the host nation. Next, we are going to study the important advantages or merits of wholly owned subsidiaries. The first one is the parent firm is able to exercise full control over its operations in foreign countries. Then second one, since the parent company on its own look after the entire operations of foreign subsidiary, it is not required to disclose its technology or trade secrets to others. The important limitations of wholly owned subsidiaries are: first one, the parent company has to make 100% equity investments in the foreign subsidiaries. This form of international business is not suitable for small and medium sized firms which do not have enough funds with them to invest abroad. Since the parent company owns with 100% equity in the foreign company, it alone has to bear the entire losses resulting from failure of its foreign operations. And the last important objective is some countries are not familiar to owned industries by foreigners in their countries. This form of international business operations therefore becomes subject to the high political risk. These are the important demerits of wholly owned subsidiaries. Thank you.